Jesus included in the Sermon on the Mount the Jewish law, and he focuses on that today, on the thorny problem of divorce, something that our Holy Father, Pope Francis, raised with priests a few years back in the context of the confessional. Subjects like divorce and adultery are tricky subjects at any time and in any culture. Adultery is specifically forbidden in the sixth commandment. We know that. Although Jewish law was much harsher on the woman than on the man, as the woman was considered the man's property. Only with the coming of Jesus is the equal obligation of the man to marital fidelity underlined. Jesus is full of compassion, you remember, with the adulterous woman about to be stoned in St. John's Gospel. He forgives her, but he points out her sin. Remarriage after divorce was considered adultery also, as was the mere desire to be in a relationship with someone other than one's legal spouse. In today's passage from the Sermon on the Mount, the principle behind Jesus' teaching, which continues from yesterday's Gospel, as far as a broken marriage is concerned, prevention is preferable to cure. One of the principles behind our marriage preparation course, which runs here. It is always easy to present counsels of perfection. They have their uses, but sometimes they are limited. Some relationships break down irreparably, as spite can become the order of the day and real communication is no longer possible. We are all human, and it is so easy and natural for married couples to despair and consider sometimes separating, or even to pin their hopes for a happy future on other partners. Jesus understands all this, but reminds us of the ideal blueprint for healthy living, which involves an all-out commitment to fidelity and a willingness to weather the storms together whenever they may come. We may all experience desire when looking at an attractive person. That is natural. What is abnormal and unhealthy is entertaining any lustful fantasies which may well follow. If your right eye causes you to sin, pluck it out, Jesus says. As an aside, I've always wondered about only looking with one eye. Surely we use two, don't we? Anyway, the principle is understood. It is not that Jesus wants our lives to be difficult and prohibitive. His desire for us is inner peace and fulfillment, and he knows we cannot build happiness on another person's misery. This is sound common sense, and not only for our own relationships, but also for our relationship with God and our lifelong spiritual growth.